My logical fallacy assigned to me was the appeal to ignorance fallacy. The background in philosophy: logical fallacies were created to make it easier to disprove an opponent's thesis using logical errors. The background behind a appeal to ignorance philosophy is that there are arguments based on faulty logic and can lead to flawed arguments. I used a meme to show an example that says, "So you're telling me that if something hasn't been disproved, it must be true." This man is skeptical that some evidence or some statement that he heard that hasn't been disproved is true, because not all things that have evidence behind it must be true. The definition of appeal to ignorance is when someone argues that their opinion must be true because there is no evidence or verification against it. This fallacy is also called the argument from ignorance, which means that arguments stem from someone not being able to disprove it. This meme states that there's no evidence disproving the existence of aliens, therefore aliens exist. This man believes that since there's no evidence or pictures or anything that prove aliens don't exist, that they do. This statement is based on false logic and false statements because he doesn't believe that the scientific proof existence of aliens is not real, and that when there's true evidence that comes out against aliens not existing, then he will finally believe that aliens don't exist. Revising a fallacy. When revising a logical fallacy, specifically the appeal to ignorance fallacy, you must first prove why this fallacy may be right or wrong. You need strong evidence to back up your claim if it is true, and if not, you can educate yourself and others on the topic. If you state a claim and someone tries to argue with you that this claim is not true, instead of just saying, well, you don't have evidence to back that up, maybe you could go out and find that evidence and help other people figure out if it's right or wrong alongside you. You can prove to other people that even if they say, yeah, well, you don't have any evidence, you could go back and find evidence or find something that may disprove their logic. You need to show them that there's proof that sometimes things that they believe aren't just true because they believe them. You need to figure out what the problem in the fallacy is and then fix it however that may be. One example of appeal to ignorance is in SpongeBob. In Season 3, Episode 30 of SpongeBob SquarePants, when SpongeBob is afraid of the outside and he won't believe his friends that it's safe. SpongeBob falls and gets in an accident and hurts himself when he's outside, and then he locks himself in his house and refuses to come out because he believes that the outside is bad and that if he goes outside, he's going to get hurt again like he did before. His friends stand outside of his door and try to convince him that even though he got hurt one time, it's not going to happen again, and that since they're standing outside and not getting hurt right then and there, that it's okay and it's safe for him to be outside. SpongeBob doesn't believe them and makes new friends instead of trying to listen and reason with his old friends about how he should just go outside. His judgment is based on false logic and the fear that he's going to get hurt again, so he's ignorant to the fact that the outside may not be that bad. He feels that his friends have no proof that they're right, that he's not going to get hurt outside, and that if he does go outside and inevitably get hurt again, that his friends are just going to be lying to him, and that if he does get hurt, he's not going to have friends anymore because he feels that those friends are lying to him, because he feels that the outside world is plotting against him, and that the second he steps outside, he's going to get hurt again. This example shows that the absence of proof is not proof. When you can't find any evidence or anything, that doesn't mean that it's proof backing up your claim. He feels that since they don't have any proof, that it's more evidence towards his idea that he's not going to be safe, instead of the fact that it's insane to think that you're just always going to get hurt. and he feels that since that proof can't be shown to him, that he should never believe his friends and he should stay locked inside all the time so he can never get hurt. He also feels that he can never get hurt inside, which is also insane because you have the same chance of getting hurt inside or outside. My last side is the citations that I used and all of the evidence of where I got my definitions and articles from. Thank you for listening to my presentation on appeal to ignorance.